A history that changed the world of fast food. 1. Origins, not a hamburger, but Hamburg steak, 13th to 19th centuries. It all begins not in the USA, but in Europe. In the port city of Hamburg, Germany, a method of preparing meat was popular. Cheap beef was finely chopped, mixed with spices, and often eaten raw or lightly salted. This was a dish for the poor and sailors, Hamburg steak. In the 19th century, millions of Germans emigrated to America, bringing their recipes with them. The Hamburg steak, a patty of chopped beef, often served with onions and sometimes bread, appeared on the menus of immigrant restaurants in New York and Chicago. 2. Birth of a legend. Who and when put the patty in a bun? Late 19th, early 20th century. The exact place and time of the invention of the sandwich with a hot meat patty are lost to history, with several towns claiming the honor. There are three main theories. New Haven, Connecticut, 1900. Louis Lasson, a lunch wagon owner, allegedly placed a fried beef patty between two slices of toast for a customer in a hurry. Seymour, Wisconsin, 1885. Charlie Negreen, a 15-year-old, sold meat patties between two slices of bread at a local fair to make them easier to eat. He called it a hamburger, after Hamburg, New York, the hometown of many fairgoers. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1891. According to family lore, Oscar Weber Bilby served hamburgers on homemade buns as early as 1891. However, the hamburger's true popularity came from the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. Several vendors sold it as a novel, convenient food to thousands of visitors. After the fair, it spread rapidly to diners across the country. 3. Revolution, fast food nation, 1940s-1950s. The McDonald brothers in San Bernardino, California, radically changed the approach. They created an assembly line system for making hamburgers, the speedy service system, making them cheaper and a truly mass-market product. This was the industrialization of food. Ray Kroc saw the potential and built the McDonald's franchising empire, turning the hamburger into a symbol of American capitalism, standardization, and speed. After World War II, with the growth of suburbs, car culture, and television, the hamburger became an integral part of the new American way of life. 4. Evolution and globalization, from cheap food to a gastronomic symbol, 1980s, present. In response to fast food giants, the better burger movement emerged. Restaurants began using farm-raised beef, artisanal buns, signature sauces, and premium toppings, avocado, guacamole, blue cheese, truffles. The hamburger became a field for culinary experimentation and a symbol of the premiumization of even the simplest food. It conquered the world, adapting to local tastes. With tofu in Asia, with beetroot and elk patties in Scandinavia, with a poached egg in Australia.